Hi and welcome to today's daily reading for the 20th of June. And today's reading is coming from The Soul's Companion by Tian, Dayton, connecting with the soul through daily meditations. And today's reading is titled Paradigm Shift or Paradigm Shift. Seeing soul as a part of all that is living may require me to make a paradigm shift, a shift in perception, a new inner construction. It may not be so much an accumulation of new knowledge as a change in the way I see. Seeing the world as alive and teeming with soul and spirit is a shift in consciousness or a change in the way I am used to understanding things. The way that I perceive the world need not be fixed. After all, before Columbus, many people really did think that the world was flat. I am willing to see things differently. And then there's a quote from someone called Stephen R. Covey. The word paradigm comes from the Greek in the more general sense. It's the way we see the world. So the word paradigm comes from the Greek in the more general sense. That doesn't read. Don't you just love when the punctuation doesn't seem to kind of work? Okay, I'm going to just read it. So it says, the word paradigm comes from the Greek, and then it has ... In the more general sense, it's the way we see the world, not in terms of our visual sense of sight, but in terms of perceiving, understanding, and interpreting. For our purpose, a simple way to understand paradigm is to see them as, or paradigms, is to see them as maps. We all know that the map is not the territory. A map is simply an explanation of certain aspects of the territory. That's exactly what a paradigm is. It is a theory, an explanation, or model of something else. Okay, so apart from messing up that last bit, and I'm still not exactly sure what that beginning, the word paradigm comes from the Greek, but then it doesn't tell me which Greek word or explain why it's the Greek. So anyway, it's obviously been a quote from someone and they've cut a chunk out, and I don't think it makes sense. But overall, the reading is very true. You know, before Columbus, many people really did believe that the world was flat. And why would you believe anything else? Why would you possibly imagine that the world was round before we discovered that it was? You know, you think you just go from point A to B, and that's flat. You go from point A to B, and that's flat. Point A to B, and that's flat. I mean, you don't go like that, do you? So I'm not surprised that people thought the world was flat. But when we knew that the world was round, it was a paradigm shift. It was a change. It was a change in the way that we looked at geography, in the way that we looked at the world as a whole. You know, that, somewhere is just up there or down there or round there, not just straight across, anywhere. So it's quite interesting. So seeing the world as alive and teeming with soul and spirit is a shift in consciousness or a change in the way I am used to understanding things. I've been learning to understand things in a different way for many years now, and I'm very curious. That's one of my favorite words, which I've shared in other videos. Just be curious, be curious about your fixed ideas on things, because can you really know that your version is the truth? We all see things through our own lenses, and our lenses are colored by our experiences, our upbringing, our schooling, the environment that we live in. There's so many things that taint our vision, and we need to kind of just put the blinkers aside so that we can actually see what is, just the facts of it. What is. There's a tree, it's green. Do I like it? Yes, of course I like it. You've got an opinion on it, but maybe there's something else that you don't like, and you're allowed to have that opinion as well. It's your opinion. But are you willing to see things differently So if someone comes along and says, but no, that tree is really ugly, how can you think that it's beautiful? You can explore that with them. Why do they think it's ugly? You don't have to get defensive. You can just say, well, I think it's beautiful, you know, and let's have a debate on it, or not. Let's just agree to disagree, which is one of my favorite phrases in current times, because sometimes there is no agreement in this present time. Maybe a few weeks or a few months down the road, there will be agreement on a certain thing, but at times when we come at it first, there's no agreement, and you're black, they're white, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're just, you both have fixed opinions. So it's the willingness to see someone else's point of view, or at least to try to see someone else's point of view. Oh, over time, 5 minutes is up, so I'll leave you with that. Think about how fixed you are in your ideas. Are you open to other people's ideas? Be curious. Bye now.